Dad cheated on mom with a prostitute. How can I, 18F, process this? Posted by Embarrassed Celery 223. If you like these stories and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Discovered yesterday that my father was having relations with an escort while my mom was visiting my grandma, who is currently suffering from both bowel and lung cancer. We're uncertain as to whether or not this is the first time. In the past, there have been multiple signs of infidelity, including my father taking condoms on business trips and getaways, in addition to subscribing to dating sites. My father is an alcoholic with serious anger issues. He is truly an impossible character. He cannot honestly empathize with anyone, has always been self-centered and inconsiderate, and can only communicate through shouting. I cannot begin to describe the pain he has caused me and, I imagine, my mom. My mom is currently seeking a solicitor for a divorce settlement. I'm very proud of her for being strong enough to seek a divorce, where in the past, it's only ever been an empty threat. However, it's hard to live in a house with a man that I can't even refer to as dad anymore. It's like he's become a ghost that I can't look at anymore. I am honestly struggling to process everything right now, especially considering I struggle with mental health difficulties. I was due to go to uni this year but had to take a gap year due to mental health issues and problems at home. I suppose I'm sharing this to get this weight off my chest. I have no one to talk to. I'm only 18, but I suddenly feel like I'm going to have to grow up fast to support my mom. Any advice from anyone older and wiser? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Does it get easier? How do I gather some strength? And now for the top comments. My parents are going through something similar, and I am 25F. I can empathize with how it feels. It helps that I don't live with her to see it every day, but hearing it has been hard. I have been trying to be a friend to my mom during this. Take my feelings as a daughter and put them on hold because she doesn't have a lot of girlfriends, and she needs a friend right now. Lastly, what I have learned: people change. Parents aren't superheroes, and they will disappoint us and turn out to be something we never even imagined. How you choose to go forward is your choice, and you should do what makes you feel the most at peace. Take each day as it comes. Sending you all my love, O.P. We all are in this together. It will be okay, heart. When I was younger, I'd say about your age, now 39, I've expected my father of infidelity. One day before he died, he admitted to me of cheating on all but his first wife. He literally couldn't go a day without some kind of act, to put it nicely. Your mother is better off without him since he most likely was doing this for quite a while, especially since you feel that you have seen signs of it. It's unfortunate, but some men can't control themselves. My father was fortunate to never catch anything. He had selected women he would lie with, but not every man is, and if he's lying with escorts, it's highly possible to end up with something after a while, condom or not. My father left my mother shortly after I was born, so I never grew up with my father. I only saw him roughly once a month. Growing up without him, I feel differently about him than people who grew up with their fathers. How you wish to treat the situation is really just up to you. You are already processing this. The base problem here is addiction. Your father has succumbed to a life where he has to indulge his vices in order to get by because addiction is awful. Most people who have dealt with addiction will tell you that in order to change at this point, he has to hit rock bottom. Which means you can't pretend that this is okay. Once you're safe, not living with him anymore, make sure he knows where you stand, and don't give an inch. In your mom's defense, he probably wasn't like this at one point. But that ghost feeling? That's because he's a shell of who he used to be. Addiction does that. When he is bottoming out, I recommend he get help. Professional help. Drug addiction help. For the alcohol, and be ready for it to be potentially more. And, not to be cliche on Reddit, but you'll likely need a therapist too. There's a rule: lean out. Try to rely on people who aren't being directly affected. Your mom is going to hurt. A lot. For a long time. Having that therapist will help you be there for her because the professional is there for you. The same goes for your mom. But she's not here asking the question. As for does it get easier, that's a really tricky question. It doesn't get easier. But you do get better at handling it. Or he hits rock bottom, successfully gets back up, and tries to patch up his life. But probably the first option. Be ready for it to be the first option. And now for our next story. Trust your instincts. Posted by Evening Orchid 2047. I have been feeling neglected by my husband for almost 10 years lately. Even confronted him about things because I knew there was something going on. I just had that feeling. One day I opened his computer, and I saw a text from a random number. I can't see the actual text because the computer has to be unlocked to see it, but I take a photo of the number. I completely forgot about this photo I took back in August. Since I couldn't sleep, I was browsing through the photos on my phone. I stumbled across the photo of the number, and I decided to Google it. There it was, or she was in this case. An escort. He denied it until I lied and told him she texted me. I told him she told me, and he finally admitted he'd been seeing this girl for over a year and a half. I feel like an idiot, but I also feel like a piece of me is relieved to know that I wasn't going crazy. Is that weird? Wow, such a crappy night for me. And now for the top comments. I'm so sorry this happened to you. You deserve better. I don't know your full situation or story, but if you can, I suggest you leave. Not only did he cheat, but he also lied about it. The marriage died a year and a half ago. The best you can do now is leave and try to move on. If you really want to reconcile with him, I see a lot of people suggest couple therapy. Whether it works, I honestly don't know. I think it's for the best to leave, and as you said, he has been neglecting you as well. Cheating, lying and neglecting. There's your three main reasons to leave. Keep your head up and choose what's best for you. And no, it's not weird. Knowing your gut feeling was right probably dismissed some paranoia and stress and made you feel relieved that you're not the problem. It's not weird to feel relief after all this time of him gaslighting you. Please tell me you got tested for diseases and filed for a divorce. Please, please don't think after 10 years, this can be fixed. What I don't get is the thinking that things like this are fixable. I say whoever came up with this backwards thinking of I've been together for X amount of years, so we should try to fix it. Honey, if you have been together X amount of 20 amount as you all have and he cheated or is currently cheating, that tells you there is no fixing it, it's done. The person who cheated made that choice when they stepped out. What I don't get is why people don't see that right off the bat. This person cheated. Instead of trying to find a way to rekindle whatever flame that fizzled out, they rather go and start a new fire than rekindle with you. Good luck to you, and I hope and pray you get that divorce and find the real love of your life because this P.O.S., isn't it? Yes, trust your instincts. You now should contact an attorney. Get finance records, property records just in case. Remember, cheaters will lie. Cheaters will cheat again. Get tested for STI. And force your husband to get tested as well. And now for our next story. My fiancé cheated on me after 4 years together. Found out his secret he's been dealing with for years. Posted by Sun_G0DD3SS. So my fiancé, 21M, and I, 22F, have just gotten an apartment together after being together for 4 years. We got engaged a few months ago, and everything has been fine between us except for a few minor disagreements, and things were going pretty well. That is until I found out. I've been having a weird feeling that he has been hiding something for a few months now but always chalked it up to insecurities. I'll admit once we moved in together, this feeling overwhelmed me, and while he was walking our dogs, I decided to look at his phone. I know, a huge mistake, but what I found has made me sick to my stomach. I found emails where he had logged into multiple dating sites to look for trans women. I also found an Instagram account that he had made to interact with a trans woman he had met in college and told me was just someone who wouldn't leave him alone. And lastly, porn searches targeted towards trans women. I confronted him, of course, and he came clean to me about how he can't get the thought of being with a trans woman out of his head and that he sexted the women from his school, but he has no interest and doesn't know why he keeps going back. He also blamed porn, saying it's why he has these urges. I feel sick and lied to, and I'm not sure how to deal with this information. I agreed we could work on things because he broke down so badly and seemed genuinely upset, but I can't stop thinking about what I saw and am not sure how to go forward with moving on. Any advice is appreciated. And now for the top comments. No one ever knows why they do something. That's just denying accountability and responsibility. Add that to the lying, deceiving and lack of communicating. He only broke down because he got caught and grilled. He never confessed and never shared his thoughts with you. The trust is gone. Move away. You've been given this gift of truth. You found out before that your lives were inextricably intertwined. Leave and find someone with who you are compatible sexually and morally. The right man won't lie and cheat, and what he's doing is cheating. Just because he is exploring his kink doesn't mean that it's not cheating. I think something that would hurt me is that he sort of deceived you for years because there are men out there that fetishize trans women. If I were you, I'd think, did he really have feelings for me? Was he using me so he could deceive people that he was in a regular relationship? During intimacy, was he thinking of a trans woman or me? The majority of people think sexting is cheating. Don't give him hope that your relationship is going to work just because he starts crying. You're still young. You can move on. What's your say on this? Do you have a similar story? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.